Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Very good. My name is Ravi, and I will be the sergeant at arms for today's meeting. We have drinking water and washroom facility backside. Please avoid using when someone is speaking. I welcome you all to the 267 meeting of Vadodara Toastmaster Club. Before starting the meeting, I would like to mention basic ground rules that we follow in our meetings. Please put your mobile phones on mute. Online speaker, if you are not speaking, please mute yourself. And if you are stepping out of room, please turn off your video. Now, as we Toastmasters, we don't talk about sex, religion, and politics. So avoid using these topics. Now, I request you all to raise your right hand and repeat our club mission after me. We provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. Thank you, everyone. Now I will hand over the dice to our presiding officer, TM Tarun. Please welcome Mr.
Very good morning to all of you. So it's been a long time for me to come back on the dais. I was missing this stage since long. So I will just like to share one thing. I was attending one of the first aid training in my company as a first aider. Like they identify some people who are near to exit or their seats are positioned in such a way that they can be a first aider in case of an emergency. So there I heard or got to know a new word, that is Samaritan. I don't know if I'm spelling it right, but has anyone of you heard about that word? Samaritan. Yeah, it's a good person.
Person who has others beyond the.
Right.
Is it some other language?
No, I think he is rightly said. A person who helps other person without expecting anything in return. So like earlier, like whenever there used to be accidents on road, people used to fear to help them because I think they would fear that if they help them others, then they would also be in trouble. They will be harassed by police or other things. So government has passed a law that is a Samaritan law, like the Good Samaritan law, which tells that if you find a person in need during in case of any emergency or during an accident, as an individual or as a law-abiding person, you are okay to help him, and there is a law which says that nobody will harass you. This help should be volunteer, nothing to be expected in return, non-monitoring. So non-monetary. So that earlier, since people used to face this kind of harassment, government has specially passed this law of Good Samaritan. So in future, if you find someone facing or needing some help, don't hesitate to help. You can always move forward and help that person. And there will be nothing, there will be no harassment done to you by any of the government officials or anyone. That is what I wanted to share with you. One more point which I would like to share with Geetanjali ma'am, just we were discussing, is about this eloquence. Like we have this largest annual meet of District 98 this year. It is at Ahmedabad. The location is at Ahmedabad, and it is from 26th of May to 28th of May, 3 days. So people or we as members from any club which are part of District 98 can participate in this eloquence. It will be a great opportunity because you will meet leaders from various other clubs as well as, and the program is scheduled for 3 days with lot of events planned. So I think link I had already forwarded into the group earlier. I will just maybe repeat it again. If somebody is interested, there is an early bird discount also. Like if the price, if you that is 28th of Feb is the last date for early bird entry. If you register beyond that, then the price is a little bit higher than the early bird price. There are also roles which are available for that eloquence. Like you can be a helping hand in one of the organizing team plus the entertaining team. There are various teams which they are looking for as volunteers. So you can also opt as a volunteer once you register to be part of eloquence. Okay. With that, I will like to call upon TM Gitanjali. Sorry, we have guests. Okay, one guest. Okay, so before moving to the theme of the day, that is first step, uh, let me introduce the guest for today's meeting. So maybe guests can just come up and just give a brief introduction about themselves, how they come to know about Toastmaster and what they are looking forward. Name?
Pratik Kumar Dav.
Pratik Kumar Dav.
Good morning to all. Myself, Pratik Kumar Dave. I'm working in L&T Technology Services, Vadodara. Since I am working in many projects, so I come to know that I am in lack of communication and leadership skill. So I have searched out on Google and find out this organization helped me. So I just came here for the first time and looking very good to see the people who from different age and different belongings from the. So I'm happy to see you all here and willing to learn many things from you all. Thank you.
So you are at the right place. You will definitely learn a good many things. Any more guests? Yeah.
Uh, Hello everyone. Uh, I would like to tell myself is Sarika and I'm a housewife. And since from very long, due to my family commitment, I don't want to be a working because I have a two kids. So I will not able to manage the job and my family life. So I was just discussing with my husband since very long that I want some crowd, a small crowd where I can get a informative sharing of the good information, right? Because I am from Kana city, I have a good crowd, but mostly the ladies have the same type of conversation. I want to come out from that type of conversation. And it's a coincidence. Yesterday, I was talking about this with my husband, and he told me about this club. He's in L&T only. Before 6 year, 6 year before, 6 or 7 year before, he came to know about this club from one of his colleagues. Due to the busy schedule, he was not able to attend this. So it just clicked in my mind, and immediately I Google and I got the number. I take the information, and after small hard work, I am able to attend this, and I'm feeling very, very happy today to just stand here and see all the good faces, and I'm getting very positive vibes. Thank you.
Any more guests for the day? Okay, then we move to the theme of the day, the first step, and we have none other than the experienced Toastmaster TM Gitanjali to take through the theme. Please welcome TM Gitanjali.
Thank you.
This is the special ornament we have to wear. Namaskar and my soulful greeting to each one of you present in this meeting. I am Toastmaster Gitanjali. Welcome you all to the 267th meeting of our Vadodara Toastmasters Club. Today's theme of the meeting is First Step. A 1,000-mile journey starts with first step. For every new start, one has to courageously take first step. For every successful people, there is a story of first step. The first step means the act of starting something new. The first step is the first move that takes you in the direction of facing your fear. It is what leads to the realization that things are not as scary or difficult or big as they initially appears. It is the first building block for self-confidence. It is a move towards making a change. The first step marks a decision, a new direction. It declares that we will go forward despite of our fear or self-doubt. The first step gives us momentum and belief in our project. Whether it is starting a personal hobby, blog, any new business, or to venture some new field or adventure. The first step in any new project is often the hardest. At the beginning, the idea exists only in our mind with no tangible manifestation. Thus, we fear to take our first step. One who is fearless and courageous always takes the lead in taking the first step, and most of the time they became successful. Just a little break from my theme and move towards our today's scheduled meeting. To run this meeting very successfully and smoothly, I have a tag team consisting of timer, a counter, and grammarian. They are the support system of Toastmasters Club meeting. Their actions speak louder than words. Today, Toastmaster Janki will play the role of timer. Though she looks very tender-natured person, but very confident at heart. She believes in herself, and that is the first step towards her success. Dear audience, please welcome her with a loud round of applause. Toastmaster Janki, the stage is yours.
Good morning. I would like to ask us one question. How many of you have felt to work in a time limit, whether in academics or job? Everyone? So it is essential for us to work on time limit and to be in a discipline. So today as a timer, I will track the timing of the allotted speakers. So we have a meeting in 3 sessions. So for icebreaker speech, the timing is 4 to 6 minutes. For most prepared speeches, timing is 5 to 7 minutes. For individual evaluations, have 2 to 3 minutes. And for table topic speeches, have 1 to 2 minutes, in which guests are also encouraged to participate. And I will be waving green card for the initial qualifying stage, yellow card for the mid time, and red card for the finish time. Additionally, we have 30 seconds of grace period to wrap up the speech of any speaker. Thank you.
Well done, well done. Thank you, Toastmaster Janki. Greatest discoveries start with one small step. Toastmaster Ravi will play the role of our counter, a very honest, bright, and hard-working member of our club. Toastmaster Ravi, please come forward to highlight your role objectives.
Thank you, TM Gitanjali. Good morning once again. As I am Ravi, I will play the role of the counter today. The purpose of the counter is to count the crutch and the filler words, like I just did. Oh, but, so, that, etc. So I will count those words for you and submit the report at the end of the session when G is called. Thank you.
Very nicely explained your role. Courage is not about knowing the path. It is about taking first step. Dear audience, please welcome Toastmaster Kaushik with a great round of applause. Today, he will play the role of grammarian. Toastmaster Kaushik, please come forward to explain your role objective and also give information about your word of the day and the phrase. Toastmaster Kaushik, please be on the stage.
Good morning, everyone. As a grammarian, my role is today is closely pay attention to all of you, all of the speaker, and them, listening them language uses. I will count. I will note the misuses of English languages as well as some of the positive use of the languages. Today, word of the day is benevolent. Benevolent means wish them well, kind, helpful. I will give you example like a benevolent attitude, benevolent organization, and I will also give you how you can remember this word. Everybody know benefit means good. You can remember benevolent means bene means good, and volo means to means wish them well. With this word you can remember more words like benediction. Benediction means bene plus diction. Bene means good and diction means to say or tell means say them well or blessing. Benefiction. Benefiction means bene plus factus. Bene means good and factus means to do or make means doing good things about the others. Then like chocolate. Bon means good. And bono fight means bono plus fight. Fight means trust and faith means real, legal, good faith. And exactly opposite to benevolent is malevolent. Malevolent means mele plus volo. Mele means malus means bad, and volo means to means wisdom, bad, trust, and malediction. Malediction means mele plus dictus. Mele plus dictus. Dictus means to say. मतलब wisdom, saying bad things about them. Trust. Maleficent. Maleficent means mele plus dictus. Means doing harm to the other people. Is you can remember all of this word by knowing one word. And if you don't remember this word, if someone say bene means you can assume that this person speaking about some positive sense. And if the mele means you can assume that person speak about something negative sense. And today phase of the day is forge your own way means make your own path. I will give you example on this like against all the odds he forged his own way and become successful entrepreneur. And end of the meeting, I will submit my report. Back to you, Toastmaster.
Very in-depth information about the word of the day. I haven't seen anyone doing such thing. Well done. As per given agenda, today's meeting has been divided into three parts. First segment consists of prepared speeches, and that part will be conducted by me. Second segment consists of table topic session, and that part will be led by Toastmaster Pratik, a very competent member of our club. He will play the role of table topic master. Third and last segment of the meeting consists of evaluation, and that part of the meeting will be conducted by Toastmaster Bhushan, one of the rising stars of our club. He will play the role of general evaluator. Welcome back to my theme. Keep on beginning and failing. Each time you fail, start all over again and you will grow stronger until you have accomplished a purpose, not the one you began with perhaps but one you will be glad to remember. Now let us move towards our meeting. The beauty of today's meeting is that all the three speakers will present their icebreaker speeches. Not only that, they all have chosen the same path, that is motivational strategy. Well done. They all have conquered their inner fear and opened their wings to take first flight in their Toastmaster journey. All the best, each one of them. Dear audience, please be a benevolent spectator and appreciate each and every participant warm-heartedly. Now it is the time to enjoy the essence of three icebreaker speeches. I believe they will amaze us by presenting their wonderful speech. Dear members, please give standing ovation to every speaker at the end of their speeches as they are presenting themselves for the first time as a speaker on this dais. Our first speaker of today's meeting is Toastmaster Shakshi, a very talented speaker. She has already made a hat trick by getting 3 Best Award certificates in 3 different roles consecutively. But before calling her on the stage, I would like to call her evaluator, Toastmaster Ashish, a very excellent member of our club. He is the one who creates wonderful posters with authentic write-up for our meeting. Please welcome him very warmly to highlight Toastmaster Shakshi's speech objective. Toastmaster Ashish, the stage is yours.
Good morning to the fellow Toastmasters and welcome all guests. Today, my evaluatee is Toastmaster Sakshi. It will be her level 1, project 1 in the pathway, motivational strategies. The purpose of a project today is to introduce herself to the club and to learn the basic structure of public speaking. The title of a speech is Change is the Only Constant. Timer, please note, the time limit is 5 to 7 minutes. So 4 to 6 minutes, sorry. Toastmaster Sakshi, today is your icebreaker speech, and you will be taking your first step towards forging your own path towards becoming a fully fledged Toastmaster. And based on what I've seen from your previous speeches in previous meetings, I'm sure that you'll be smashing the ice. And I hope that by the end of your speech, it will be as much an exercise in self-enlightenment as it will be for the rest of us in realizing how change is the only constant for all of us. Thank you.
Dear ladies and gentlemen, join your hands to welcome Toastmaster Sakshi on the dais. Toastmaster Sakshi, change is the only constant. Change is the only constant. Toastmaster Sakshi, all the best, rock the meeting. The stage is yours.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. It was early morning of 23rd January, 30th January 2023. I was reading newspaper when one news article enthralled me. Actually, Novak Djokovic, he had won his 10th Australian Open title and 22nd Grand Slam title. And to inspire the young tennis players, he shared that dream big, dare to dream, because everything is possible. Never let anyone take away that dream. And in their opinion, the more disadvantaged childhood you have, the stronger you become. And trust me, those lines were very relatable to me. At that time, I had mixed feelings and I couldn't stop myself retrospectively looking at my journey until this. And that day I learned something that I will share with you. But before that, I would like to take all with you in my time, where we will experience joy, sorrows, ups and downs that life has taught me. So good morning to each one of you. I am Sakshi Arya, Toastmaster, and my family. In my family, my father, he's the sole breadwinner since my mother had discontinued her practice to focus on the motherhood, like most of the mothers do. Though that pain still lingers in me. Anyways, I have two younger brothers, and being the eldest among the siblings, I was born with the special powers of sensibility and responsibility. And since childhood, I actually, not to boast, I knew where I wanted to go. So I always let my mom concentrate on my mischievous brother. Since we had a special instructions from our father that they will only pay for the school fees and not the tuition fees. So we had to be very attentive in the school. And as far as my educational qualifications are concerned, then since school, my favorite subject was chemistry. Since the day it was introduced to me, I was very much fascinated with the colors, reactions. my focus was very clear that I would offer chemistry honors and not engineering. So with 12 board marks cut off, I took chemistry in Miranda House, University of Delhi, and completed my bachelor's in 2015. And since I had a keen interest in chemistry, so I decided to pursue further. And hence I did my post-graduation from Department of Chemistry, University of Delhi itself. I completed my MSc in 2017. I was a university topper of that time and was offered PhD positions. But instead, I chose to apply as an assistant professor in Akash Institute. I have something to share on this. If you all remember November 8, 2015, demonetization date, I think nobody can forget that. That was a nightmare for my family. My father's earning decreased exponentially, and I had to help him grow back since my brothers were also studying at that time. So after MSc in 2017, I joined Akash Institute. But unfortunately, Akash culture was not very much balanced. I started feeling suffocation, and something back of the mind, it was something that I could have done better. But all you can understand that it was very, very tough decision for me because there were financial constraints, time constraints, since I was putting in the mid session of Akash, then peer pressure, and then when you get attached to the schooling. I think Gitanjali ma'am can very well correlate with that. Was very much perplexed, and there was no way out actually in those days. But there was someone who stood by me, who was rooting for me, my mom. Moms are generally benevolent. And she inspired me by saying that संघर्ष जितना आहत भरा होगा जीत उतनी ही गौरवशाली होगी. It means the harder the struggle, the glorious the triumph would. And I didn't look back, quit Akash in 2018 and burned the midnight oil, prepared hard for my GATE 2019 exam. Luckily got good rank, and I'm very happy to share with you all that 2019 was the milestone year for me, my family, as we had seen significant successes in those years. I received an offer letter as an executive officer for ONGC. My younger brother established his business so well, thankfully, and the youngest of all, he received offer letter as a software engineer for Bloomberg London. In this way, we forged our own path, thus relieving our father's burden and up to some extent repaid our mother's sacrifices. And I would say that you must be concluding with that everything is temporary or the happy ending. Definitely, this is what I have learned on that day, that impermanence is the only permanent thing in life. Failures, suffering, they all are temporary like seasons. So we must adopt considering changes, try new things. Had I not acknowledged the stress on that day, I would never have reached where I am today. So it's my humble request to each one of you, expand your horizons, explore new things, and consider those changes. Because change is inevitable, but progress is choice. So this is you have to decide. So with this, I hand over to the Toastmaster of the day.
Well done, Toastmaster Sakshi. The first step of handling anything is getting the ability to face. Now, I am presenting my second speaker, a very confident and enthusiastic Toastmaster. She is none other than Toastmaster Jyoti to present her icebreaker speech. She is a great example of the phrase, forge your own path. Before inviting him on the stage, I would like to call her evaluator, Toastmaster Kuldeep, a very soft-spoken and benevolent member of our club, to highlight the speech objective of Toastmaster Jyoti. Please welcome him very warmly. Toastmaster Kuldeep, be on the stage. You, as the purpose remains the same for all of them, to just give the name of the speech title and the name of.
Hello everyone, my name is Kuldeep. I'll be evaluating Toastmaster Jyoti, a very new and very enthusiastic member of our club. So her pathway is Motivational Strategies, Level 1, and her speech title is Living Up to My Name, Jyoti. So it's an icebreaker speech, and she'll be introducing herself to the club. So please, when she gives her speech, please give her a very big round of applause because this is her first step to become a eloquent speaker, right?
Thank you, Toastmaster Kuldeep. Dear audience, please welcome Toastmaster Jyoti with a loud round of applause. Please be on the stage. Toastmaster Jyoti, living up to my name, Jyoti. Living up to my name, Jyoti, Toastmaster Jyoti. All the best and present your stage is yours.
Thank you, DM Gitanjali. Good morning, all of you. I am Jyoti Trehan Verma. I am born and brought up in Vadodara, Gujarat. When I was born, I'm a second child of my parents, second girl child. So when I was born, not everybody was happy because they wanted a boy and girl kid. So it was like my mother was not happy with everybody's reaction. She got upset and she decided that she told everybody that no matter whatever your reaction is today, somewhere at some particular point of time, she's going to spread a brightness in everybody's life. And that is how she gave me name Jyoti. So that is a story my mother told me behind my name. And that is the title of my speech, living up to my name, Jyoti. So when I talk about my childhood, it was a very humble, simple, and a middle class childhood I lived. So nothing new about it. But when I talk about my teenage and 20s, it was the most difficult period of my life because my father got paralyzed and entire responsibility came on head of my mother. And the only goal I was having that time was earning money. Because every day I was looking at her, she was working very hard to give us a good life, to give us a good education. So the thought process was going in my mind, I want to earn money and I wanted to become a big support for my mother. So that is how I live with that thought and I started earning and I became a good support for her. When I came to my late 20s and 30s, I met someone, we became good friends, we had a very good understanding and we decided to got married and our friendship got end because we became husband and wife and he is a very supporting, loving and caring husband. He supported me in coming out of all this problem. After 7 years of my marriage, I had my baby, my daughter. She is a super awesome kid anybody can have. So in my 30s, everything was getting settled down. Everything was okay. I was having very happy family. I was earning quite well. I did my MCOM in marketing and MBA in operation management. My career was settled. I was earning fairly good money and having a very good family. But something was missing. I don't know what that missing factor was. Then I realized biggest mistake of my life I did is I correlate concept of being happy with my income. I thought the more I earn, more happy I'll become. But it never went like that. So that's the biggest realization of my life. And in my 30s, I actually realized what I wanted to do. I had a goal of my life. So first thing I did was I separated my effort in two different approach. Number one, concentrate on your career because it was giving me money and I realized that money was the most important resource which was boosting me to pursue my goals. So I can't ignore it. So I focused there very well to have a stable income. On the other side, I started doing things which were I enjoying. I actually wanted to pursue in my life, which was solving purpose of my life. So I started writing. I started with the writing. I started writing my few articles, got published in the newspaper. I'm in the process of writing a book. Second thing, I started my own NGO where I started and now I have a team of 15, 20 people where we take care of few families, their food, their medical emergencies. And I take a voluntary activities for make awareness for child sexual abusement. And I teach physically handicapped people to raise their entrepreneurial skill. And the
one of the very important and last thing, not the last thing, but the least thing, is I wanted to start, still it is in the process. I wanted to start or have a setup where I can earn money for myself, I can create empowerment for myself and empowerment for others. If, for example, I earn 100 rupees, 20 rupees should go to somebody's home and it can be a bread butter to somebody else. So I don't want to earn alone. I want to develop a team where together we can earn money and we can make it make it a together journey. So that's the process I'm doing. And when I correlate all these things which is giving me happiness, somehow I just remember the thought my mother had in her mind when she gave me this name Jyoti. I don't know, maybe the moment she took me in her arms, she realized that maybe she will going to be a benevolent person, and I'm going to force my own way to find my happiness, and I'm going to send a brightness in everybody's life. So when I correlate this, I actually realized that probably she has already understood. I took lots of time to understand what I want to do in life, but she already understood the same day what I wanted to do. So that is the whatever life I have in my life, rest of the life, I want to live up to my name, Jyoti, and I want to prove that true what the thought my mother had in her mind when she gave me this. Thank you for being so patient and listening to me.
That you are really a beauty. Well, dreams do come true, but first we must dream. My third speaker is Toastmaster Jignesh, though very calm and composed, but internally a very resolute person. Before inviting him on the stage, I would like to call the evaluator Toastmaster Tarun on the stage, a very excellent speaker and evaluator of our club. He is the president of our club. Please welcome Toastmaster Tarun on the stage.
Thank you very much, T.M. Modi. So already we have listened to two motivational speakers, and since the third speaker of today, that is my focus speaker, T.M. Jignesh, is also on the same path of motivational strategy, I hope we'll also get the same motivation with one more speech. My focus speaker, T.M. Jignesh Panchal, will give his icebreaker speech from the path motivational strategy. The title of his speech is How Failure Leads to Success. Time, please note, since again this is his icebreaker speech, the time would be 4 to 6 minutes. And once he finishes his speech, we'll all applaud him with standing ovation. I wish TM Jignesh all the best, and maybe you forge your own path with the first speech. Thank you. And over to you, TM Modi.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Tarun. Dear audience, please welcome Toastmaster Jignesh very warm-heartedly on the stage. Toastmaster Jignesh.
Okay, Toastmaster.
Toastmaster Jignesh. How failure leads to success? How failure lead to success? Toastmaster Jignesh. The stage is.
Thank you, Toastmaster Gitanjali. What is the secret for getting ahead? To getting started. That's why I am here for giving a speech or ice-breaking speech. So, good morning, fellow Toastmaster and prestigious guests. As I standing here in front of you today for giving for enjoying the ride of my life. So I'm start. So I hope everyone are ready for the rides of Jignesh Panchal's theme park. So this first ride. It's my childhood, my schooling, and my professional. So everyone knows that failures comes runs in every river, but unfortunately, it will not come. It was not coming in my early stage. So as I born in a small village of Vadodara, and in the same month my father got a ONGC offer later, so we moved to Bharuch. So I enjoyed my childhood and schooling in a Bharuch. At the same time, I got a secure enough mark to got admission in a engineering college. So I completed my engineering in one of the good government college. And before finishing my engineering college, I got an opportunity to and sit into the campus interview, and I selected in this campus interview. So I selected in Billa Copper. So 2 years I enjoyed a Billa Copper, and after I realized that, oh my God, I give lot of time in a office, and it's disturbed my family life and social networking. So I prepared my resume and uploaded it into the job portal, and the same month I received a call from Piramal Glass of Industry, and I cracked the interview, and in the first attempt I selected that. So I Piramal Glass is a very good organization, so I enjoyed a lot. It's 8 hour jobs, good friends, and no workload. But after 3 years, I realized that, oh, I am in a comfort zone now. So I prepared my resume and uploaded to the job portal, and I got the opportunity to work in the L&T. So L&T is one of the leading organizations. But here, Mr. Failure come into the picture. So after the first year, then first evolution, increment cycle evolution came. So L&T gave me a 3 ratings out of 8. So at the same time, when I asked to my colleagues and my friends, so they have got a 6, 7, and 8. So I felt very nervous at the time, and I asked my manager, and he said that yes, you don't know how to dealing with the client, and you don't know how to run in a service industry, and that was true also, because I came from the another background, and that I was taking it lightly, and because of that thing happened. So I tapped my shoulder and said that, yes, Vignesh, this resilient, and you need to dedicatedly work on this improvement area. And I worked on it. Few things which was I not liked, that also I am doing, like watching English movies for catching a American accent. But I watched one movie a day for 1 year. But after 6 years, I got a result. My client said to L&T that I need Jignesh Panchal in a USA because of his communication and everything, and his technical knowledge. So L&T gave me opportunity and applied my visa, and because of my hard work and this failure and family support, me and my family enjoy 6 years in a USA Los Angeles. So now coming to my second ride, it's family life. It's exciting and it's common for everyone. So like not every, but most of couple, uh, I also disturb my family life just after marriage. So I married to my girlfriend, and after marriage, girls, all girls thinks that boys will change, and boy will change, and all boys think that, yeah, girl will never change. They, and this is totally conflict, and that happened in my marriage life also. But after that, I realized, oh, if I want to run happy married life, then I need to change, and whatever her expectation, that I need to fulfill, especially social side, because my wife have a very big social networking, and I was not expecting her fulfill her expecting. So I started talking with his relative and these things. And after 1 year, or right now, everyone are my friends now, and friends, and everyone are looks me as a good person. And third right is health. So if I can show you my 2 years old photo, so no one can identify this is a Jignesh. I was very bulky, 80 kg of weight, and very lazy person because of some my bad habits. I started smoking in my engineering because of I studied in a Vidyanagar, and it's a most of student culture. And second thing, when I joined Bila Copper, so this township culture, I start drink also. I was start drinking also. In the same time, and after that I reached to USA, so all are open source, and I enjoyed a lot. But after some time, when I did my annual health checkup, so my cholesterol above limit, my sugar level also on borderline, thyroid level also cross the borderline. So doctor said that you need to start a medication, or you want to change your lifestyle. So I said that I changed my lifestyle. So based on that, I started gym. I started intermediate fasting. So 2 years I did only one time 2 years I did only one time eat and gym or and other things. So conclusion is that I'm at here. Failure make me back at here, but after I did work, so I reach up to here. Thank you for enjoying my ride.
Very authentic revelation. Very good, very nice. After such wonderful session, now it is the time for my timer. Please welcome Toastmaster Janki to present her time report.
I'm glad to announce that all three speakers are qualified. Toastmaster Sakshi took 5 minutes 30 seconds. Toastmaster Jyoti took 5 minutes 43 seconds. And Toastmaster Jignesh, you were almost at the grace 2 seconds. You took 6 minutes 28 seconds. Thank you.
Very, very keen observation. Well done. The first step in any journey is the belief that the road will open up in front of you, even if you can't see. Dear audience, please join your hands to welcome Toastmaster Pratik to conduct table topic session. Toastmaster Pratik, be on the stage. Please welcome him. You just come. Now I'd like to request our Sergeant at Arms to launch the poll for the best prepared speech. It's over. So, Toastmaster Pratik, today you are table topic master. So, show your color.
Hello, everyone. The purpose of the toast table topic master is to give you a facilitated topic to speak. I will request you to speak at least 1 minute to be qualified, and not more than 2 minutes. That's also a time limit. Okay. Today I tried to make this unique. So even I don't know what question you might get. So I will first ask a person to select any one color ball, what you get. If you get the red ball, you will get the question. If you get the yellow ball, you will need to sell the product from the random uh, pickup. And if you pick the pink ball, you need to choose what you want, to sell a product or a question. You can redo the process only once. If you get the pink ball, you can put it down and get another bag. If you again get the pink ball, you will get the hardest question from my side. So there is a risk. Okay. So if you go with the flow, you will know what kind of we are going through the process. Okay. So I'm calling you the first one. Okay. Toastmaster Bhushan. Okay. Okay. Pick one ball. Pink one. Okay. You want to sell a product or you want a question? Or you can want to redo?
Do the question.
Okay. Put it down here. Okay. Select any one number from this row. Yes. 4. Okay. So your question is, would you rather be a funniest or the most intelligent person in the room, and why? Okay. Would you rather be a funniest or intelligent person in the room, and why?
Would you rather funniest person
Or intelligent person in the room? Yes.
Hello, Toastmasters and guests. It is very good to know how the Pratik has selected the topic and It was like a suspense to me. But then the question whether I want to be a funniest person or an intelligent person, of course, I would choose to be a funniest person in the room rather than intelligent, because I have in last means in my life I have come to believe that intelligence is not that something I do not give importance to intelligence. What I believe is everybody is intelligent, but becoming the funniest person, it needs some efforts. And when we human beings like socialize, we like to socialize with the people. I've seen my life that being intelligent does not make you a good person to get socialized, but being funniest person, you get along with the people in a very good way. It helps you in the life. You enjoy the company. People enjoy the company, and you enjoy the company of the people when you are being funny. So yes, I would like to be the funniest person in the room. Thank you, Pratik.
Okay. The next person, uh, Kuldeep sir. Toastmaster Kuldeep. Okay. Choose one now. Okay. Red one. You will get the question. Right. Okay. Yeah. Sorry. Okay. Select any one number from this line. Okay. Okay. So your question is, you got promoted and now you are boss of your previous boss. Okay. And you have to deliver this news to him.
So, I'll tell it to him rather bluntly that I've been promoted, but the good news is that you have a better boss now, and of course he might not take it well, but then I would say that I'll take you out a night on me, and maybe I can teach you a few things and on becoming a better boss, and that is how I would go about telling breaking the news to my boss.
Now we will ask any volunteer from the guest. Madam, please come. Okay. This one. Red one again. Okay. So okay, for the question, select any one number from this line. So question is, if you are trying to fail and get succeed, did you fail or did you success? Fail, but unfortunately you succeeded. So you failed in your mission or succeeded in your mission? As question understood?
Yeah. I'm trying to in that. So yeah. Okay. So I think in that case, I will feel that I'm really a successful person because I will take the thing in a way that I'm trying to fail in this particular thing. But I'm so highly potential and I'm so good that even though I'm trying to fail myself, then also I can't able to hide my potential. I can't able to hide my qualities, and then also I'm able to a successful person. So it will give me a great feeling.
Any from the online guest? Kinjal? Kinjal, can you come open your camera and can you communicate with us? Kinjal Verma?
Hello.
Okay. Are we audible to you?
Yes, I am actually there is some network issue from my side, so I couldn't hear you properly. But yes, I can participate in this.
Okay. So in your case, you are not able to pick a colored ball. So I will ask you, would you want a question or you want to sell a product?
Uh, we can go ahead with the question.
Okay. You have to select a number from 1 to 8 except 7.
Except 7. Okay. So uh, I guess I select a number 3 because I like
Okay.
a number 3 because yes,
Okay.
there
Okay.
is a
That was not a question. Question will come now.
okay. Yeah.
Okay. Your question is, if you could have any superpower, what would you choose and why? Question is clear
Uh,
to you?
if I Yeah, can you please repeat once again?
If you could have any superpower, what would you choose and why?
Yes. So, the superpower that I choose is the confidence. To confidence with interact with everyone, to communicate with everyone. So, my superpower will confidence that I can do whatever I want and communicate with everyone. So that is the superpower that I choose.
Okay, thank you. So now, from the audience, anyone want to volunteer? Try to pick yellow one.
Pratik Kumar Dave.
Okay, question again.
Number 6.
Number 6, okay. So your question is, how would you spend the majority of your free time?
So after working hours, I've been trying to many things in my life. For example, to go to the club and play a sports which I like most is a tennis. And then after, if I have more spare time in a particular slot, then I will choose to go to the karaoke room and I will sing whatever I like in that particular list. Basically, in that list, I would like to sing most of the songs which I belong to 90s and 80s, which I love most. And especially, I love to sing a song for Kishore Kumar and Lata Mangeshkar, and I like to listen them and again sing the song in that particular time. So this is my most time goes to uh, singing and playing the games which I like most in that free time. Thank you.
Okay. The next speaker, anyone want to volunteer? Tarun sir? Toastmaster Tarun? Okay. Pink one. You can choose.
Okay, I'll choose to sell.
Okay, you want to choose
the
yourself?
audio.
Okay. So now you have to again select one product. Okay. You can use it as a topic.
Sell this one.
Very good morning to all Toastmasters, online as well as offline guests. this product, right, anyone would like to buy. So my first buyer whom I would propose to sell this product would be none other than my wife. So she would be very happy, of course. Why? So I would just try to first be little maybe naughty person in front of her, do some annoying things to her, and then provoke her to ask me if I have anything which she could hit on me and may get rid of my annoyance. So then I would introduce this hammer to her. This hammer, not only she can use on me, but she can also use to command whenever she is feeling low, whenever she is feeling in need, or any help if she is required. So my first and the best uh, person who could promote my this product would be my wife. Then once she is my first customer, I would like her to give her benefits of using this hammer to her friends and family who are living in neighborhood, so that every person who are in the neighborhood knows this as a good product which they can use not only to control their husband, also to control their kids. Also, they can use this to get any immediate help as and when required. So this is a good product. Whoever is a housewife can still use. Thank you.
Okay. For the next person, I will call Ravi. Make sure all the three balls are there. Try to select one. Pink ball. Okay.
I would like to sell the.
Okay. You want to sell the product? Choose one product. Don't try to guess. I- the balm. Okay. So good morning, everyone. So as we all know, we don't go out very much, and when we go out, the evening is all painful. Like we don't want to do anything. We just want to sleep. So we are in so much pain. The only thing you need is Iodex. With this thing, you can remove all your pain. You can do all the exercises. So my recommendation is to use Iodex whenever you want to do a workout, whenever you want to heal your what I say, heal your wounds or anything. It's made of herbs, so it won't harm your skin. They are free of chemicals. Uh, it has nice odor to it, so it's nice on your mental health also. So all are a nice product, and it comes a very cheap. It's only 36 rupees, and you can use on a multiple people at one time. So it multiple use also. So yeah, that's my recommendation. You all should buy one. Thank you. Okay. As a next candidate, I will choose Ashish. Please come on the stage. Try to choose the one color, pink one. Okay, you want question? Select any one number from this line. Four. Okay. So your question is, did we invent a math or did we discover it? Question understood? Yes.
Good morning, all. Did we invent math or did we discover it? Well, what's invention and what's discovery? Invention is when you create something that never existed, and discovery is when you find something for the first time, but it's something that has already existed. So, is math something that already existed, or is it something that we created? Well, I don't think that it's something that we created. Math was there, and we just went and we maybe we found a few theorems, some properties or some relationships that already existed between numbers and other uh, objects, uh, beings, entities in the universe, and we just simply found the relationship between them. What kind of relationship exists between them? For instance, uh, we maybe we can find the length of the Earth. Technically, we call it the circumference from the diameter of the Earth, and we found a ratio, and we ascribed it a particular constant, which we call the pi. And yeah, so I think that math was not invented. Math was rather discovered. I wish it were never discovered because I'm rather weak at math, but then you have to live with what you have. So yeah, I think.
Okay. Now, anyone volunteer? Yes, sir. Come. Please do the timing for her. Pick one color. Orange one. Okay, you got the question. Okay, no worries. Select any one number from this line. Okay. So the question is, what a simple fact you wish every people understood? Question is understood.
Once again, good morning to everyone. A simple fact that everyone should know, that is the difference between hope and expectation. There is a vast difference between hope and expectation. Hope is something that we are like wishing to do this and wishing to complete the hopes, but the expectation is that we expect from the person or from ourselves itself uh, that we expect from my side that I have to do this, the thing I have to complete. And hope is the positive way that until I am here, one person is here to do the work or the target. So that is the difference between hope and expectation.
Stick. Stick. Come on. Pick any one color. Don't look it. Or question every time. Okay. Select any one number from this line. From this line. 5. Okay. So the question is, if you could relive a one day of your life over again, what day would you choose? Question understood? Okay.
I would like to say I will when I choose after 12, I have a good percentage, I have good rank in Gujarat, and unfortunately I choose mechanical engineering in MS University. Instead I have chosen CS, computer science or IT, and I will get very big opportunity. But today the mechanical engineering is a very good level, but in a mechanical engineering there is a no growth. After some time you have to do something else, and you have to change your branch, you have to change something else. But in computer science you have to you only know the coding. You can go anywhere in India, anywhere in Nepal, you just know coding. In case of mechanical engineering, that's not happen. If you choose to maintenance, you have to stay in maintenance. If you choose the project, you have to choose in project. So I would like to say I will my life. So if I choose, right, I can do that. It's best for me. I can choose computer engineering.
Any more volunteers? Okay. Ravi, you can. Okay. Okay. So I will conclude the table topic session here, and I will ask the timer for the table topic speaker.
So everyone have qualified except guest Sarika and guest Kinjal. They took 30 seconds to speak. So for the benefit, I would like to give one tip. If you are given a topic, please think for 30 seconds and then start to deliver your speech. So it would be better. Thank you.
Yes. Now I will call Toastmaster Gitanjali to continue the speech.
Toastmaster Pratik. Now I would like to request our Sergeant at Arms to launch the poll for all the TT speakers, those who have qualified for the voting, except Sarika. Everyone is qualified. Yes, Kinjal. Okay, except Sarika and Yes Kinjal, they all are qualified for voting. Please choose the best speaker among them. Should I move ahead? Thank you, Toastmaster Pratik. You have conducted amazing table topic session, and all the TT speakers have amazed us with their short speeches. Now we have reached at the last segment of our meeting, that is the evaluation segment. To conduct this segment, I would like to request Toastmaster Bhushan to come forward to take the dais and to continue the meeting. So please welcome him with a loud round of applause. Toastmaster Bhushan, the stage is yours.
Thank you, Toastmaster Gitanjali. So here we are in our third session, evaluation. So I am Bhushan. I'll be carrying out the evaluation session in which we evaluate our entire meeting starting to the end point, wherein we find what good we have done in this meeting, what are the points which we can take forward to improve on ourselves, that we improve our standards for conducting the meeting and for the members to improve their speeches. So starting from the speeches, we have 3 speeches. It was quite a good motivation day, I will say, starting with all our three with motivation speeches as icebreakers. The first speech was Sakshi, and I would like to call Ashish Venugopal to evaluate the speech.
Good morning, all. Toastmaster Sakshi, congratulations for completing your icebreaker speech. It was a very motivational one, and I'm sure it was harder than it seemed because you made it seem very effortless. So kudos on that. I'll start with a few textbook observations, and then I'll just move on to a more subjective interpretation for the speech. I think your speech was quite rich in clarity and fluency. Clearly, you've done this kind of thing before, maybe as part of your valedictorian speech as being a university topper, maybe. You're also very comfortable with the audience. I did not see you fidgeting or doing any kind of movements that maybe more amateur speakers would have done. He also maintained good eye contact, like all the people in the audience. You made sure to make eye contact with each one of them. And there were also and even though it was more of a story about yourself, and there were quite a few emotional moments in it, I think you also sprinkled good humor in between. Maybe a few examples like you having a superpower by being the eldest sibling and that kind of things. And now the second part, you made a delayed audience how do I say, introduction. I think that's a bit unusual and it was quite refreshing to hear that because usually what we see is everyone makes their introduction as soon as before they begin the speech, but you did it a few sentences into the speech. So that was quite a refreshing thing to hear. Then I think the way you started with an example of the tennis player, how you related to something that is said, that made for a very good engagement point because you caught everybody's attention with that kind of thing. That was very interesting thing to do. I think the best part about the speech was that you used a show don't tell kind of approach. You did not use any kind of, like in many cases, you did not use any adjectives to describe yourself. Rather, you used an example. For instance, when you said that you got an offer for going into PhD after being the topper, but you chose a different stream by being an assistant professor at Akash, you showed a very strong character and the mark of a dutiful person because you chose to put your family ahead of yourself. So instead of just saying that I'm this kind of person, you told us with an example that this is the kind of person that I am. So that kind of show don't tell approach is something that's always appreciated. The thing that I thought that you excelled most at was relating yourself with someone you admire. The first example that you did, and relating yourself with various situations, uh, because that really shows that you understood your situation and how some other situation may link with that particular thing. Something that you can work on, I'd say that maybe if you're able to better relate to the topic, like in the end, you did say how change is the only constant, but if you could, since most of your speech was about your story, you could have given a few examples early on, maybe a few subtle ones, not very direct, but a few references would have made the speech more enriched. So thank you.
Thank you, Ashish. It was a wonderful evaluation. So our next speech was by TM Jyoti, and I would like to call one of the most prolific English business person of our club, Kuldeep.
Hello, everyone. I am going to be evaluating Toastmaster Jyoti's speech today. It was an icebreaker speech. And so the thing is that who dares wins. That is a very famous motto. That whoever dares, they will win. Toastmaster Jyoti has dared, and today I believe that she has won. So what I will be covering in her speech is one highlight of the speech, two things that she could improve on, and I'll be giving a brief summary of what she has just spoken of. So one thing that I loved about Toastmaster Jyoti's speech was that she managed to have an introduction, body, and conclusion. That is something that I've seen most experienced speakers even struggle with. So she took it in a chronological order from when she was born and through her marriage to what she does now. So there was that, and then what she did again was that she towards the conclusion she circled back to the topic and she repeated the title topic to us. So it was in consistency with the title context. And she even when she did that, she even gave a brief story about what her mother would feel. Like she named her knowing what she would achieve. That's why hence the name Jyoti. So there's certain things that she should improve on, I feel, and those are her body language. She had her fingers here. She was fidgeting, so it gave a sign of nervousness. So maybe she should just keep her fingers like this. It's called steepling. A lot of great leaders do that, and she was a bit nervous, but that's perfectly all right because it was her first speech, right? This was something that I felt is very important. She did not have any vocal variety or voice modulation. As humans, whenever our voices go up or down, even if you've seen the great speakers, they go up, they use the hand going up and down. As humans, we notice the different changes in the tone of voice. So it's important that you keep on changing your tone of voice so that you keep your audience enthralled, right? So overall, Jyoti's speech was good. I felt that she did a fantastic job of writing out the speech. The language of the speech was good, and but the thing was that I felt that more she should, if she practices a bit more, she can perform way better, because it was just the exterior that was the problem. The content was really good. So well done to TM Jyoti, and you did really well for your first time around. Much better than me, at least. Thank you.
Third speech was by TM Jignesh, and we have evaluator, our president, Toastmaster Tarun. So welcome him on stage.
Thank you, G. Once again, a very good morning. So my focus speaker for today, TM Jignesh. How failure leads to success. What is failure? It is when you stop trying, you fail, right? Success is not final. Failure is also not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts. I would like to congratulate my focus speaker, TM Jignesh. While delivering his speech, he was very calm and composed. He took us with a humorous thing, like he told, come along with me to enjoy the theme park or theme ride with Jignesh. He also described his personal journey, how he switched on to various companies where he found himself not suitable and then landed it into L&T, where he faced his failure for the first time. But not considering the failure as one of his input, he took that failure and moved along, which helped him to locate to US for 6 years or so. Then how he balanced his work-life balance, how he matured enough on that part, and also how he transformed himself from a bulgy, maybe weight around 80 kg to a transformational and health conscious person. His speech was very well prepared. It had the body and the conclusion as well. Few things, as per my perspective, which you can take as an input and improve your speech. One is you were too fast in your speech. You may be a little slow so that people or audience would capture what you are trying to say. Second point, and most important, is eye contact. While you are delivering your speech, you are always looking down. So that shows you are nervous. So while you are giving your speech, you should always try to make eye contact with the audience. That also gives the audience connectivity. Third thing is, of course, your body language and the usage of stage. You can use one part of the stage to narrate your one story, the other part to narrate the other story, and the third part to narrate your third, so that you can have the flow. You can use some quotes which would add to your speech, which would also give good. Just to conclude, you were calm and composed. With this feedback on eye contact, body language, usage of stage, putting some more humor and adding some quotes in your speech, definitely you would be a better and a great speaker in future. I wish you all the best, and I congratulate you to take the first step to forge your own path in being a great speaker. Thank you, and over to you, Jim.
Thank you, team. So now it is time for the getting the report on the timer for evaluation speech, evaluation. TM Janki, over to you.
Again, I am glad to announce that all three evaluators are qualified.
Thank you, TM Janki. So polls are in the group. Okay, polls are in the group, and you can vote for the best evaluation the speech. Going forward, we have our table topic evaluator. Going forward, we have table topic evaluator, TM Durgesh, who will be evaluating the table topic speeches. So welcome to TM Durgesh on the stage for evaluation. Over to you, Durgesh.
Thank you, Toastmaster Bhushan. Okay, so first I would amazed by the table topic session which was conducted by the Toastmaster Pratik, and it was very unique. So first of all, I would like to congratulate all the table topic speakers to forge their path to become a good table topic speaker. But I would like to point out some of the points to get better in your speech. It will help. Uh, it will benefit it will helpful for the to become a great speaker. So yeah, first I will mark most of the speakers. Actually, I don't. What's it? So yeah, I'll giving the summarize points for whole the table topic session. So most of the speaker didn't use this stage and 30 seconds time to think to structure their speech. It, so after so by doing this, many of the speakers they didn't structure their speech and didn't use this stage. And so one more thing I want to add is most of the speakers felt nervous during their speech. So out of the nervousness, they made a mistakes like repeating words, didn't use stage, also the eye contact and body gestures. So that it already becomes it so due to this actually speech was fantastic, but due to this it becomes some it becomes your speech to get blundered. So all right, uh, practice makes man perfect. So with the practice, it becomes better. To conclude the evaluation from my point of view, Toastmaster Tarun and Toastmaster Ashish's speeches were amazing. They did a fabulous job. We must learn from them. And I don't have any suggestions for both of them. So they did a good job. Thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you very much, Durgesh. So every meeting is supported by our tag team. We have seen the timers report from Janki. Now it is time we know that where we went wrong and use the touch words like um. So I would like to call TM Ravi on the stage to give us the report on that.
So good afternoon, everyone. So I'm not going to count all the R's and ums. Instead of, I will tell you where you need an improvement. Okay, so start with our Timur Gitanjali. Well, the only times he talks, at the time I get to work. So no suggestions for you. TM Janki, you need to work upon O, and the TM Kausik, you need to work on the same thing, R's and ums. So these R's and ums are for the everyone instead of TM Gitanjali, because we all have that in our speeches. So Ashish, you need to work upon, and TM Sakshi, you need to work upon that. Some TM Jyoti, you need to work upon that, and Kuldeep, you need to work upon so. TM Jignesh, you need to work upon like, I am. So TM Pratik, you need to work upon so. TM Bhusan, you need to work upon means. So those words. TM Kuldeep, you need to work upon and the I. So so guest Kinjal, she's all and okay. So in last TM Durgesh, you need to work upon so, yeah, that and. So that's from my side. Thank you.
Thank you, TM Ravi. Now coming to our third tag team member, Kaushik, who will tell us about the usage of grammar in the meeting, where we can improve what we did good in the usage of grammar. TM Kaushik, please come on the stage. Welcome.
Good morning, everyone. I am not very good at a grammar part, but I will tell you some of the good uses of it. Mr. Gitanjali said one quote is like 1,000-mile journey start from the with first step. Toastmaster Ashish and Toastmaster Jyoti use very excellent use of vocab. Toastmaster Jyoti and Gitanjali use very small sentences, so everybody get clear message what he gonna, मतलब what she can tell, he can मतलब tell you. And today phrase of the day used by many of these Toastmaster Ashish, Toastmaster Sakshi, Toastmaster Gitanjali, Toastmaster Jyoti, and Toastmaster Tarun and Durgesh. And I think everybody good at grammar part.
Thank you, Kaushik. So now it's time to evaluate the meeting in overall, what we did good, how our team has performed. Starting with the meeting, we always forget the things which go smooth. We never notice how much effort has gone to make the things smooth. When I entered the hall, 10 o'clock, our Ravi was here and setting up everything. We never noticed that any glitches anymore. The system has been stabilized. Our hybrid meetings are going well. No more glitches. So all the credit goes to TM Ravi and kudos to him that he has made it possible with that every meeting is going without any glitch. He has completed the board, has the banner, has the trophies. And this is one thing I forgot to mention, that this is one of the best thing that we come to know that when we have to vote in the meeting. So it is very good. Next thing is our president and presiding officer who started the meeting and gave the message that how a Samaritan law can help us to help people and be open that the law will not punish to us. So good. TM, to talk about TM Gitanjali, I will say he is the standard wherein we can measure our performance of the meeting by comparing how Gitanjali madam has done. So no, I will say she's the standard where we measure our performance against her. TM, then we have a tag team, timer Janki, grammarian Kaushik, and AHA counter TM Ravi. Ravi has taken the role impromptu and performed very well, pointing out what we have done, what are our clutch words are. TM Janki has done the role first time, and she has, I do not remember the word, but she has used the very good words when she presented the timer role. Kaushik, I feel he become more confident over the time and has done the role very good. I will not evaluate any speeches that has been already done, and there is no further point from my side to evaluate on the speeches. On the evaluation side, I see we have three different evaluators today, and they are some kind of different in their way they give the evaluation, the way they speak. Where I see EM Tarun as a uses of very simple language, which we can easily understand. I see Kuldeep as a soft and the very good word of English. It is something like I sometimes see it as an ornament, how the English can be, a good English can be used. And our third evaluator, Ashish, he's also have the good vocab. and the word and the energy he gives when he speaks is very good. So it is some kind of thing that we can all learn from the all three. We can make shake of it and use for ourselves what best suited for us. Then come to the next part of the meeting. It was very unique way Pratik has conducted the table topic session. I have not seen in last means I have been here for 4 months and I have not never seen this kind of unique session for table. It was quite a suspense. The first about the balls and about the what questions we have get and about the spelling the stuff. So it was a quite curious, suspenseful, and igniting that somebody would like to come forward and speak on the topic. So kudos to you. It is very unique thing. Then we come to the next part of the our table topic evaluator, Durgesh. Durgesh has done quite a well job. I think it was the first time, and it was good that he evaluated very well. So I believe I have covered all. And about the guest, yes, we had three guests today. One was online, two were offline, and they have done taking the part is very good thing to be come and taking the first part, first step. So kudos to you. And I would like to conclude here and hand over our dais to Kim Gitanjali. Over to you, Gitanjali, ma'am.
Toastmaster Tarun, as you are the president of our class, I want one permission. As Jyoti Madam has prepared for the book, can I call her? Please welcome Toastmaster Jyoti to present her book review, the book of the week. Please welcome her.
Thank you, TM Gitanjali. Good afternoon, everyone. Timer, please watch on me because when I have a book on my hand, I forget that I have a time limit. I'll just keep on speaking. The book of the week is A Goal for Life. The author is A.R.K. Sharma. A.R.K. Sharma has written many books specifically based on the thought process and the messages Swami Vivekananda has given. If you don't know goal of your life, if you know goal of your life, but you don't know how to perceive your goals, if you are managing with your time, you don't know the time management of pursue your goals, then this book is you should read this book. Very beautifully, very simply, it has been simplified in this book that why every one of us should, each one of us have should goal. What happen if we don't have goal in our life? And if we have goal, how we should perceive that, how we should manage our time, how we should do planning, how we should take action, and your ultimate, if you have an ultimate goal or a one goal in your life, before that you should have a set of short goals which will help you to reach up to that level. And mistakes, what mistakes all of us are making, this it has been explained in a very very simple way. So I think all of us should have goal and all of us should read this book. And I'm not sure it is available online, but there is a place of Ramakrishna Mission in Alkapuri, Vadodara, opposite Circuit House, where there is a bookstall where all the books are available based on the thought process of Swami Vivekananda. So you can go and collect books over there. And Swami Vivekananda is one of the very practical leader and motivator of that time. We often forget to read him. We are so much inspired by the today's emerging leaders, but I recommend all of you to just understand concept which Swami Vivekananda has given us. Thank you. This is from my side.
Right. Thank you so much. Still, my role model is Swami Vivekananda. I always follow his that good arise, awake, and stop not till the goal is reached. See, it is my model quote. I follow that only. Thank you so much. Again, I welcome you all. You got one life, one chance. Don't screw up. Put your fear behind your determination. Take the first step. Go for it, my friends. No amount of blessings can benefit you if you don't take the first step. Don't wait. The time will never be just right. Start where you stand and work with whatever tools you may have at your command. You will never know what you are capable of if you never take the first step. Do it now. Because friend, always take the first step to venture into something new. With this conclusion, I would like to hand over the stage to our President Toastmaster Tarun. Please welcome him with a loud round of applause.
Once again, thank you, T. Modi. So there are many learnings from today's session. Every one of us, or maybe many of us have taken the first step, which is the theme for today. So some of them have given the first speeches, some of them have evaluated for the first time, and some of us have taken the role for the first time. So every first step is a journey for 1,000 miles. So all of us have taken this first step. So I would like to congratulate all of you for that. Second, I would just like to highlight again on motivation, right? Whatever speeches we got today, we have got some motivation or some inspiration, which we can take in as a feedback and then implement in our life. About the book review, I will just like to add one more thing, which I was just discussing when we started the meeting, like about the goals, right? So yesterday also I was reading some book. I'll also maybe if I time permits, I'll deliver that in some of the meeting. About goal, you should always have a goal, right? But there is one step which you can follow is think backward. Sometimes people would think why thinking backward is positive, right? So if you are aiming for a goal, let us say if you want to achieve something after a year, let us say if we talk about fitness, if I want to be 70 kgs after a year, if I have a goal and I have kept a target about a year. So if I look backward, what should I be at 9 months? What should I be at the 6th month? What should I be at the 3rd month? Right? So then that bigger goal, is now broken into various steps. So first, it is your immediate goal is 3 months. So you think that your goal is nearer. The nearer your goal is, the more inspired you are, the more motivated you remain, and you try to achieve it faster. If you think of year, okay, abhi to ek saal baki, ek year baki, by the time you reach the end, you still feel that I have not yet started on. Sometimes happens. If you break into smaller steps and do a backward planning, you may break those goals into smaller things and which are measurable, achievable. So timer is very precise on showing the time. Okay, we have some time of yeah. Okay. No worries. Okay, I will add two or three more things. Like one, I will start with first feedback from guests. Like guests can come here and just share their feedbacks about how they felt the meeting was today, and maybe then share their views. Maybe I can call maybe one by TM Pratik, right? Guest Pratik, right? Please share your feedback.
Good afternoon once again. It's not a feedback, but it's we can say my opinion or my feeling for the club. So when I think about to join or think about to visit first time in this club, so I thought because I don't ever visited any club such this who having the timeline, who have the management, who have the subject, who have the people who talk, and on the topic the people are discussing by their own opinion, by their own experience. So for me, it's a very good experience, and I feel it should help me in my own goal, which I am looking forward. And after joining, I think it will really help me. And also, I will encourage the people around my society or around my company to join here, and they can also improve themselves, which they are looking forward in that own life and own personality. So thank you all. Thank you.
Thank you for the feedback. Maybe Sarika is with
Uh, no, it's too early to give a feedback from my side because it's the first time I got a platform where I'm speaking and so many people are listening, especially in this language. Uh, Actually, I'm very happy. I just want to share my view and my feeling. Uh, in the morning when I entered this hall, I have so many thoughts in my mind that there will be a very mostly all the people are belongs to a working field, even though the women and they are well experienced. Okay. And but I was little bit nervous, but as soon as I got the chair, I feel very cool and calm over here. I really like the way the meeting is conducted in a very soft way. Everything are in a so soft way that nobody can feel the that vibes of nervousness, that the high and low, that this person is good and this person is not. So without comparing anything, and we are judging the speakers or everything, each and everything is judged, but in a very positive way. So I think this is the amazing thing. And the second thing, I'm feeling very great because I think that I got a very good platform where I can share all the thoughts of my mind in a good way. And I got such a good listener and evaluator who will help me to improve myself. Thank you so much.
So, with permission of time, I will take 5 minutes more. I have many things to share, so because I missed so many, so I'm using this platform to share many things. So I'll share one more thing about communication. Right? When it comes to communication, actually there are two type of skills which one should develop when we think about communication. One is responsive skill, and other is expressive skills. Now, what is responsive skills? When it's about responsive skill, it is to observe, right? To listen and show empathy. So these are part of responsive skills. And when it comes to expressive skill, it comes to questioning, describing, and then concluding. So this two also you can use as part of your speech, or when you are evaluating. When you are evaluating, you will have to have responsive skill. When you are delivering your speech, you should have expressive skills, right? You should also pose some questions to the audience, or make some speech in such a way that audience may pose some questions. So that is one more thing which I wanted to add. Next week we would be having moments of truth, like wherein we will have or ask feedback from our members as well as guests on how the our club is performing, and the avenues or ways where we can improve. We also have got some feedbacks in the last session, like we had asked for some feedback how we can restructure our meeting. Those feedbacks are taken, and maybe from next month, or maybe the next next period, maybe April onwards, we will take that into implementation, because we have to have some experienced people present through the meetings who start that in implementation. So we will wait for the right mix of the crowd, and then we will carry forward. One more thing is on renewal of membership. So we have our membership, most of us is ending on March, right? So like we all are here to learn and grow together. So we will have our renewals immediate. Maybe 15th March would be our cutoff date, because once we receive payments from the members, we may also have to pay to Toastmaster International. So maybe we will get in touch with you. Maybe TM Nikhil and TM Dhruv would get in touch with you. So whosoever is willing maybe to extend the membership may renew it. It is either for 3 months or 6 months or whatever. It's okay with you. We will also be telling you about what is the fee structure for the next tenure. With that, we can come to our presentation part. Like since as part of Toastmaster, we encourage people. So as a token of appreciation, we just give them certificates, so they are encouraged to deliver more and maybe perform better. So I would like TMOD to also be on stage. So we have our best prepared speaker of the day. Any cases?
So should I announce? It's none other than Toastmasters Starkey. We are chosen by God as the best speaker of today's day. Well done. Congratulations. So lovely. Hi. But other people were also there. Now, I'm announcing the second certificate for evaluation. He is none other than our president, Toastmaster Seven. Well done, Toastmaster. He is very seasoned, no? That's why. That was now the best table topic speaker. So everyone was very good, especially like Ashley and many other speeches, but among them, public chosen Toastmaster Tarun as the welcome. He comes once in a blue moon, but whenever he comes, clap all the time. And for the best supporting role player of the day, our hard-working Sergeant Adam played immediately on the counter role and performed his role. Yes. And now about the best role player. Can you imagine who is the best role player? One who has performed in a very fantastic way his table topic section. He is none other than Toastmaster Pratik. Well done, Pratik. Very nice. I'm very happy, but I want to say that all the others extremely good. Very well done. And Toastmaster Bhushan, you are indeed, as a G, you have rocked it. Well done.
Yeah, I think we have closed very early today. Yeah, 5 minutes early we started. So we are 5 minutes ahead. Would you like to hear something more from me? Then I can share for 5 minutes. Okay. Okay. So joining Toastmasters, like I joined in year 2002 in February. Then when I joined, I was a little bit hesitant, but I had my colleague in L&D who used to always come and talk to me about Toastmasters every Monday. We were like, he was in execution and I was engineering. So he used to always come and talk about Toastmasters meeting on every Monday. We used to have project meeting, but he used to always start with Toastmaster, what happened and blah, blah, blah. I was always eager to join, but because of paucity of time, like work-life balance, I could not find time. Then I left L&T and joined Linde. And then I could find a better work-life balance, so I thought to join. Then I joined, took the role of treasurer at Excom, and this tenure I have taken the role of president. So when you join Toastmaster, there are various things which you learn or which comes as a what to tell as a subset. Right? One is of course networking. You come to know various people of different fraternity, different fields. Mostly when you are in office, you will always try to talk with colleagues with the same things. When with friends also, you tend to share the same thing. But when you come to Toastmaster, you get a complete different environment and a different team of people from different fields. Like we have some seasoned Toastmasters like Gitanjali ma'am. Kirit sir is not today here, but we have so many experienced Toastmasters as well. So joining Toastmasters, one is networking, other is like speaking, improving your public speaking. Earlier, myself, if you speak about myself, I was very nervous in giving speak. Whenever I see public and whenever I had to deliver speech, I used to feel very nervous. I used to forget things what I have to deliver. I remember a incident in my school days when I had to act or play in English, and on the stage I narrated everything in Hindi. Everything. Then when I came back, my teacher said, what have you done?" Similar incident happened when I was in L&T. I was again playing one role wherein I had to deliver. I was acting as a now avatars of Vishnu. So by the time I reached stage, I directly jumped to the third avatar. So this happens when you are not exposed to stage. So this is a very good platform. So that as a president, I would request the club becomes successful with members, right? If there are no active members or there are no members, then the club would not succeed. As Vadodara Toastmasters, it is always a success story. Like I have before me, Adil was the president. Before him, Yogesh was there. So that also legacy we need to continue. So we have been getting good members, new members very often. So that I will urge or request that those members continue, because it is not only the development of self, also the development of the club as well, right? So not only it helps you in your personal growth, but if you're taking a leap in your professional career, right, it gives a very good benefit, right? You become great leaders when you start giving good speeches. Automatically people see a leader in you. That is what I am also getting a feedback nowadays, that there are many seniors in our company, but they are low profile. So since I have joined Toastmaster, I have started learning to speak. Like people would always be eager to hear what I speak. So, so that is what has on our organization, it has empowered me to get highlighted. So that is the benefit which may not come if you join any other professional. So with that, I will only conclude this. Renew your membership as early as possible. Second thing, if you can join the Eloquence 2023, which is in 26 to 28, where maybe like in Baroda only we have, I think, 2 or 3 clubs. Similarly, if you talk about District 98, there are so many clubs. So you will get what the environment which you will experience would be of great learning, which you can carry forward. With that, we can adjourn today's meeting. Thank you and all the best.
First January 2017, and it conceived, I think, from November 2003. I think this Elaine Bella, he joined that time, and Neha and so many Dipankar Das were there. We are the first lot, and then I joined from, and I'm continuing. They have started to other stuff. Many they have moved from. And I know my mentor was Rajesh Singh. I don't LNG. I don't know. Now where he is, but he was a very good.